bright right now, Jason?
Yeah, you look brighter than me. I look like an off-white, like an egg white.
You look like you're bronze, man. Like Baywatch. Jason Utewolf on Baywatch. Slow motion running? Give me some of that, dog. Jason, you're not saying anything. It's because you're embarrassed. You're turning red.
Can you hear me?
Hey, yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, okay.
But anyways, hey, dude, if you're tuning into the show, this is the Fantasy Red Zone.
Okay,
we got our top 10 quarterbacks right now. And hey, it lags a little bit in the beginning on these live feeds, but it goes smooth in a minute. So stick around, please. It'll be worth it. We're drinking. Dude, I was ready to pound. I was drinking some awesome music, Jason, for like the last 30 minutes from the early aughts, 2000s.
Nice.
Good gracious, ass bodacious.
Good gracious,
Jason?
ass bodacious.
And I'm ready to drink, man. All I have is 2 tall cans tonight, and I was like, God damn it, dude. I'm about to bust into some like 2-year-old seltzers from in the back of the fridge, if you know what I'm talking about there, man. So drink, have fun with us. We have 809 subscribers, Jason. I think 808, something like that.
Moving on up.
But hey, man, we need 1,000 to maybe even make a penny from this. I'm not even sure. So please help us, man. Look at me. I wear this jersey every time I'm on this damn camera. I need a new jersey.
That would be nice. Those jerseys that you were talking about, we get our names on it, dude.
Speaking of New Jersey, Jason, that's just not a place in New York. I'm talking about what's on my skin here, dude.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways, Jason, please tell the public how they can help this show, where we are, where we're located. We're 5-star rated on a different platform that only has our voices, man. So maybe they like our voices more than our faces.
We got the face for radio, right? If you made it this far and you enjoyed 2 friends talking about football, then hit the subscribe, press the like. We like the likes. Leave a comment. Let us know if any of these players want to go over or on your list. Or did we forget a player? I don't know. I guess we'll see. We're also on Spotify at the Fantasy Red Zone. Tyler, I finished Shogun.
Were you disappointed in the last episode?
I was actually disappointed the whole season. I think the funniest part is when that guy's all like, Mike Ditka! When he's calling himself the enemy.
Oh, okay.
I swear he was saying Mike Ditka.
Dude.
Mike Ditka!
I was trying to make sense of that whole show. I had to focus so much on reading the damn subtitles. I didn't have time to laugh at Mike Ditka. I was paying attention to what they were saying. That's
like one of the downfalls of that show is like you're reading the whole time and you're just trying to like, other than hearing it, you're trying to read and follow up with everything. I'm like, what the heck is going on? People are dying. People are surviving. People are shaving the top of their heads.
Shogun, I give it a 7 out of 10. Then I text Jason Jason, what did you give it? I think I gave it a 7 out of 10.
I think I got a 6.5. Now 7 out of 10. Because I tell you what, there's always like one scene in like every episode that was like super intense.
And then Jason, I finished Fallout. I texted you, hey, it's a 9.5 out of 10. I moved it down to 9 recently, but still, Fallout was amazing. Check that movie out. Or that TV show. I'm going to play the game, dude. I'm going to play Fallout 3 on Xbox 360. It's only $10 right now on that Xbox Live Marketplace. Have you heard of Helldivers, Jason?
Yeah. But from my understanding, me and my coworker actually looked that up earlier. Is it on Xbox?
So, apparently it's going to be PlayStation only on Steam and everywhere.
Oh,
it's pissing a lot of people off. But man, I have not seen so much shit about a game since Elden Ring.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking about playing that game. All right, man, let's get into some football. You guys came here for the football. Let's give you some football. Holy shit. Jason, news, man. You see the news over my right shoulder? That's what we're going to start with. Chase Claypool to the Buffalo Bills. They're like, man, we're going to be taller than everybody. We're going to be more physical than everybody. We're going to have Chase Claypool, and he's going to be like, don't worry about covering him, but he's going to run around.
Yeah. If you want to find a wide receiver that is more irrelevant than Gabe Davis, I think they just signed him.
Hey, dude, that's a good point. Like, he might fill that Gabe Davis role on the outside. Just be like, hey, dude, could you just run deep and, like, I don't know, maybe every once in a while catch a 50-plus yard pass or something? And then Keon Coleman, Jason, I was watching him, and that guy is physical, man. He's just like C. Smith said, they did not ask him to do a lot other than just go up and do jump balls. But when I watched, he was originally like ranked 14 to 20 in the first mock drafts, and he moved all the way down because of his combine and stuff. So I think that they actually got a good deal on that wide receiver.
Yeah, we'll see.
Plus, he's funny too, man. He's funny. Go check it out. All right, Jason. Oh, he's hilarious, man. I got this jacket, man. You get $79.99. It was a nice deal.
Yeah.
But man, don't you ever shop around Thanksgiving, man. There's everybody's there at Thanksgiving. You don't get. You got to shop one season ahead. Jason, Chase Clay. I just said I've been drinking, man. Hey, take a drink when we drink. Come on, OBJ to Miami, dude. What is OBJ? He just got compared to somebody, man, at the end of their career. I can't remember. He'll just have one or two flashy catches this year. He's not going to be. I would not worry about him fantasy wise unless Waddle goes down. Maybe he might catch some touchdowns, but that's about it. What do you think about OBJ to Miami?
I don't think much of it. Just like when he was playing for the Ravens, I didn't think much of it. The dude got outperformed by Zay Flowers, so they let him go. Now he's going to an offense that's pretty much controlled by Tyreek Hill, Mostert, and Achane. So,
man, Tyreek Hill is never going to fall to me, Jason. Anyways, I've been doing a lot of mock drafts lately, and Tyreek Hill is out of my reach. I gotta choose right now, man. Like, I'm talking about hero running back, but where we are in the draft, I might have to go wide receiver running back because there's some awesome wide receivers available.
Try to trade up.
I can't, dude. What is this, a dynasty league? I wish we had a dynasty league. If you're in a dynasty league and you want two serious fucking people, man, in your shit, all up in your shit, please let us know. We will join your dynasty league. Just one, though. Because I want to invest everything in it. Wipe the floor with your a-holes. Jason, DJ Shark to the Clippers. Dude, there is a there's a TV show coming about I think it's called Clipped, where Lawrence Fishburne is Doc Rivers, dude. I never realized how much they look alike. They look so much alike. And remember when that owner was so racist? He was like, dude, he had to get the team taken away because all the shit that was recorded about him. So I'm just saying that looks amazing. I don't know if you saw that.
No, I didn't.
Dude, check out the preview. It's called like Clipped or something like that.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm all in on watching that first season. But Jason, so DJ Shark to the Chargers. He is a touchdown machine. I think that he will catch touchdowns there, but I think the main person will either be Ladd McConkey or Joshua Palmer. And that Mike Williams-ish role will be DJ Shark.
I thought he was going to another team. Didn't we go over? Maybe he was just being.
He visited the Chargers before the draft, and that's when I brought it up.
Oh, okay. Do you think he's going to get a lot of playing time?
Yeah, no, I think he's going to run that. I think he's going to be on the outside most of the time. Dude, DJ Shark is good, and he's going to be great in the red zone. But at the same time, dude, they got Gus Edwards, and they invested in an offensive line. My wide receiver out of the Chargers camp, I think that Josh Palmer will be the value there, but I am trying to draft Ladd McConkey. I think I can't remember how late he's going, like 7th or 8th. I can't remember, but I will invest in that guy because they picked it as like 2nd round pick or something like that.
So what do you think? Like DJ Shark will probably get like 20 yards on a touchdown most
Yes,
games?
Like every other game.
Yeah.
Every third game he'll get a touchdown. He'll always have like 30, 40 yards.
Around the 10-point area.
Jason, this is big news. The Jets rookie wide receiver Corley, I forgot to see what round he was drafted. He's to stay in Aaron Rodgers' guest house, man. So he's already been texting him a ton. Aaron Rodgers reached out and said, "Hey, do you have anywhere to stay?" He said, "No." How about you stay in my guest house, dude? We talked about Matthew Stafford and like what was that? Cooper Kupp having lunch together, breakfast and shit, and then Puka Nacua doing the same shit. This is an off-season story with the rookie wide receiver. We got to pay attention to this, Jason. Corley, because Garrett Wilson's the number one there. They have Mike Williams, dude, made out of Legos. He will fall and turn into 1,000 pieces. But Jason, I think he might be worth probably a waiver wire pickup by week 3.
Yeah. He's a round 3 wide receiver. And
It's even better, dude.
everyone's saying he's the next Deebo Samuel. He was the
Shit.
King. The Yak King of college last year.
Well, Mike Williams, if he gets yak, he's going down in flames, dude. So
Making me yak.
All right, Jason, next story. I hate it's called Fuck Fanatics, dude. I don't like Fanatics, man, because they've been fucking up jerseys for over a couple of years now, man. They've just been buying out everything. They're a monopoly. It's like literally like the thinnest shit you've ever seen, and you got to pay all this money for it. They fucked up everything, man. You can see people's butt cracks, and they had to change jerseys and shit. Major League Baseball. So they make sophomores sign a 4-year contract, Jason, in college. Marvin Harrison Jr. said no. So that's why he still hasn't signed a shit. And Pat McAfee already went over it pretty deeply, but it's pretty much a Fanatics rift. What do you know about Fanatics?
They make clothing.
And they suck at it, dude.
That's
so
all
it's just,
I know.
oh, dude, it's fucking crazy. So I don't know how they're getting away with what they're getting, but good for Marvin Harrison Jr. If you buy any jerseys, you know what we're talking about.
I know we were talking about this like yesterday. Like, does anything happen if he doesn't sign? Is Roger Goodell going to step in?
I think they just can't use his name, image, or likeness in any video games and stuff. So there will be pressure on Fanatics to change. So good for him. And Jason, I was like, man, this jersey. I was like, dude, this jersey I wore in our first fantasy football draft at Zach McDonald's house.
Yep.
I remember I was in my truck and I think I got, I was like Cheech and Chong up in that thing. And I found this. I had no shirt on. I put it on and went inside. And I think I drafted Joseph Adai.
You did. I remember that. I don't know why I remember that, but
I got second place or I won. I can't remember. Anyways, moving forward, Jason, that's what made me fall in love with this shit. Saleh expects Breece Hall to be a workhorse back this season, getting at least 20 to 25 touches a game. That was in a press conference today. Breece Hall is our number 2 ranked running back. We're in unison on that, Jason. And yeah, man, like if you can get Breece Hall, get Breece Hall. We just talked about Aaron Rodgers in their 3rd round, and they invested so much in the offensive line, man. So I think Breece Hall is going to be a league winner, and CMC is due for an injury.
Yeah. Well, this goes to show, they're really starting to trust Breece Hall more by giving him more touches. So.
Yeah, I mean, he ended up getting a lot of touches last year, but if it was that many touches is all we're receiving.
Yeah, that's true.
So, like, between the tackles, it's a different story.
37 rushes in one game.
37 rushes? Oh, that's right, against the Patriots, huh?
Mm-hmm.
And that's when I was like, dude, the Patriots were literally killing everybody in the rush, and was like, don't start him. And then, like, a week later, I was like, my best friend, lost a championship because you said to not start Breece Hall. And I was like, well, fuck me, dude. I am so sorry. But it's like, come on, man. You got to go with the odds. The odds were he was going to do terrible. And that's the way it was. I mean, come on, Bill. You give Bill Belichick one player to take out of the game. He always does it. But apparently they wanted him fired. So
true. Get him out of our division.
All right, Jason. Top 10 quarterbacks. Really, is there any specific stats that you're looking at when you're kind of judging these guys?
No. I mean, I guess like fantasy points per dropback, really. But I only looked up one of them for these players.
So with quarterbacks, I mean, I do pay attention to the weapons they add. I pay a little bit of attention to the offensive line, but I mean, you'll see today, dude, that like even like pass block win rate doesn't. It's like there's some good quarterbacks. If you're a good quarterback, you're a good quarterback, Jason. That's what I was telling you yesterday. It's like, we're running backs. I look at all these factors. What was that? Forced missed tackles per attempt and shit like that. And quarterbacks, I'm just like, oh, dude, if you get a lot of points, you get a lot of points. I don't care if you short it, if you get it long. But I do pay attention to the weapons they add. So I think that's going to be kind of important today. And I am evens today. Let me a quick shout out to Corion. Corion is our most active member or subscriber, I guess. I know he's gonna listen to this. I just want to shout him out. Do we have any viewers right now, Jason?
There's 3.
Hell yeah. Okay, dude. Let's see. You know what? Am I able to share right now?
Probably.
All right. Let me share I've got my rankings. I've got Jason's rankings. Can you see my screen, Jason?
Yeah, I can see it.
All right, dude. Mine are right here. Big turd. We got the bastard over here with his terrible ass rankings. And then we got our average of the two. So you could see, man, like, I think out of any year, out of any position, Jason, we are going to differ the most on quarterbacks. So you can see, man, like, dude, we got some crazy shit going on. Just look at Anthony Richardson. So, yeah, we had to take the average. I did some rough tiers right here. I did not color code it because I was drunk. But take a screenshot. This is how we're going to be doing it today. Pay attention to my rankings. Remember to forget about Jason's, even though he was right about everything last year. Do you have anything to say to that?
Well said.
Remember when we were going like over what we got right and what we got wrong? I was like, God damn, Jason. Like, yeah. I drafted amazing, but man, in your predictions, you did really well. So pay attention to Jason. It's
gonna be a little harder.
Yeah. All right, man. So let me look at this real fast and see who number 10 is. Yeah, it is Kyler Murray. So I have Kyler Murray ranked, I think, 11th. Yes. Jason has him ranked 7th. So averaging out, he's our number 2 quarterback for this year. And dude, he was on my waiver wire pickup show for like 5 weeks before he got picked up. Jason, did you pick him up and use him? I can't remember. Or I picked him up. I was the person that picked him up.
Yeah, I didn't have him last year. I had him the year before. I had him and what's his name, Hopkins stacked for a little bit.
Dude, him and DeAndre Hopkins were deadly, and now they've got – dude, remember that, dude, because they've got a wide receiver that's better than DeAndre Hopkins now, like literally, which is insane. All right, Jason. He did not play until week 10 last year due to his ACL injury. He finished as QB9 in average fantasy points per game. We have him ranked, QB 10. He averaged per game QB9. So I'm probably underselling him. Jason has him ranked higher than I do because they added, Trey McBride tight ends make huge jumps in their, from rookie to sophomore to third years. And then Marvin Harrison Jr., man, is legit. It is crazy, man. Like when you hit like the difference between him and it looks like him and my dad, like me and my dad standing next to each other, Jason. That is Marvin Harrison Jr. and his dad. It's like insane. It's like it's totally different. And I was like, dude, this guy's fucking huge, man. I did not realize how big he was until I was watching a bunch of shit with him and his dad. And yeah, man. So Marvin Harrison Jr. is going to add a totally different dimension to this offense. They got Trey Benson. So they've got 2 capable running backs now. He finished, oh yeah, that's right. He averaged about 21 points per game, Jesus Christ. Since entering the NFL, Jason, he has been averaging 21 fantasy points per game, which would have tied him for quarterback 4 last year. So remember that ACL injury did fuck with him. So usually he is like a top 5 quarterback. Here we have him ranked quarterback 10. So Kyler is probably going to be a value this year. He has 26. I was telling Jason, I was like, dude, I don't even want to think about Kyler Murray having any rushing touchdowns now that he has so many weapons. But he does have 26 rushing touchdowns in his 65 games played. And he has like about 40 yards per game. So you're getting about 4 fantasy points per game just on yards. And I do think that will continue. That is good. He finished only behind Josh Allen in 2020. So his ceiling is like a top 3 quarterback, man, a top 2 quarterback. And now he's got all these weapons. But he does have a defensive head coach. So I do fear that. Let's see. Arizona was 19th in pass block win rate. They were 9th in run block win rate. So they do love to run the ball. They run the ball like at a top 5 rate, especially with their new, that head coach came from the Eagles, Jason. So they love to run the ball. He's going in round 7 right now. the more I think about it, the more I like Kyler Murray / some of these other quarterbacks. Maybe later, because in all my mock drafts, I've been taking Josh Allen in the 3rd round. But now I'm thinking I kind of like the Kyler Murray tier, Jason, in the 7th round. There's a couple people we'll talk about, and I'm really digging them.
Some of my thought process of going into these rankings is that dual threat quarterbacks are the ultimate quarterbacks when it comes to fantasy football. And I was like, Kyler Murray, he could run the ball most definitely. He'll get you the yards. He only had 3 rushing touchdowns last year, and then that's like in 8 games because he said he didn't come back to week 10. But now he's going to be a year removed from the ACL injury. He's got the rookie who can destroy you in man-to-man coverage. He's got the second year who could destroy you in zone coverage, and you got Trey McBride. I'm kind of liking what the possibilities of him, returning to what you were saying, like he was averaging around 20 points a game at one point.
Yeah.
I think he get close to that. I think there's a possibility because of all the new pieces around him.
21 points per game. And he had a touchdown about 40% of the time. So about 4 out of every 10 games. I was doing the math real fast. About 4 out of every 10 games, he was getting rushing touchdowns in his career. I do think that will change, Jason. I'm telling you, man. Marvin Harris Jr. is like a fucking Calvin Johnson type of AJ Green type of person. They're going to be a lot more passing touchdowns. That's fine.
That's good.
It's going to be like 33% less points or something like that. Instead of 6 points, he'll get 4 points. He's going to get a lot of passing touchdowns now.
Yeah, I feel like they're going to put out more points on the board this year than last year.
Oh, dude. So, yeah, Kyler Murray's our number 10. And like I said, going around 7 right now. And I think that I'm going for hero running back, Jason. And I'm either maybe getting Josh Allen or waiting till round 7. So, number 9, Jason, you're doing odds.
Yeah,
I fucked this up for you because I ranked this guy super high, kind of.
Yeah, it's not bad to rank this dude high, but Anthony Richardson, the passing metrics are not great, but that is a known issue for him coming out of college. I believe his completion percentage was 52% his senior year of college. What we are chasing, though, is his rushing. He had 10 rushing attempts in 2 games that he completed last season. He averaged 34 rushing yards a game. He was 3rd in red zone carries and 7th in rushing touchdown, and he only played 4 games. Shane Steichen is the head coach, and we all know he likes using the quarterback at the goal line. They added another weapon with A.D. Mitchell, so there is a chance that his passing will improve. Like
Adonis Mitchell, right?
Yeah.
Adonis Mitchell?
Yeah, A.D. Mitchell.
And I thought you... Okay, I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. And then because, Jalen Hurts, he came out of college with not the best completion percentage, but then years spent with Shane Steichen, he started to improve. So there's a chance that might happen with Richardson as well. The only reason why he isn't ranked higher is because he's going to be taking a lot of hits, and I'm not sure his body can handle it. He out of 4 games, he only was able to finish 2 of them, and then he was out for the rest of the season. So that kind of scares me a little bit. I know a lot of people have him as like around quarterback 5, but that was just a little too high for me.
Quarterback 5. Well, dude. Okay, so I drafted AR-15 last year, right? I drafted Jalen Hurts in AR-15, and I was literally I was owning the league for the first 10 games, and I was like I was the king of the castle, Jason, king of the castle, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna trade away Jalen Hurts for a running back 1. I tried to get CMC, right? And I was totally willing to have AR-15 instead of Jalen Hurts, and that's all I was thinking when I was ranking this guy. I was like, dude, I remember when I was like, fuck this, like. We cannot predict injuries. Now, given when I watch this dude, he never finished a game. He'd get you 20-plus points in the first half, and then he'd pull a hamstring or get his shoulder would always get hit hard or whatever. And then they got no new offensive lineman, Jason, through free agency. I'm just reading our running back thing from Jonathan Taylor. They did draft a Goncalves Calves in the 3rd round and Bortolini, who I loved, in the 4th round. So they invested in that offensive line. But you think about their offensive line being great, dude. They were 26th in pass block win rate last year. No wonder this guy was getting fucking killed, dude. Every time he tried to throw, you remember he's like, "Oh man, did you see that guy throw off of one leg when he was getting tackled?" Well, shit, dude, he shouldn't be doing this in the first place, especially when he's injury prone. So, right now I am drafting him. I'm telling you, dude, this guy. Would it surprise me if Anthony Richardson was a number one quarterback at the end of the year? That's his ceiling, Jason. Like literally,
absolutely.
that is his ceiling.
Yep.
So like, I can't put this guy any lower. I think I ranked him right after Dak, just because I have to give Dak his thing. But he's a top. I ranked him number 6, and I want to really put him top 5, but it's like I can't put him above Lamar, Hurts. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just some people I can't put above until I actually see it with my own eyes. But dude, literally, he could be the number 1 quarterback this year.
Yeah, his ceiling is definitely first overall, and his floor is 100. He's a guy that you're going to have to roll the dice on, and hopefully he just doesn't get injured.
All right, Jason. This guy right here, man, him and Micah Parsons have been one of my favorite people to listen to in the offseason. CJ Stroud, man, he is so relaxed right now. You watch him, like with Micah Parsons, like both those guys are just like, they act like they're veterans, dude. And I remember when he seemed super nervous going in on the draft and everything. I was like, I don't know if I believe in this guy. I was an idiot. Stroud ranked 3rd in the league in passing yardage per game, dude. He had some like ridiculous yardage games. And you watch this guy. Who was I was watching Keon Coleman, Jason. Remember we were just talking about him, the Buffalo Bills?
Yeah.
There was a question. They're like, hey, who would you like to pass catches from in the NFL? He's like, well, Josh Allen. He's like, man, CJ Stroud. He's like, I remember playing Ohio State, and I was like, man, playing wide receiver is pretty easy when the guy throws exactly where it needs to be every single time. He's never seen anything like it. So CJ Stroud is real, man. Like I said, I have not seen anything like him in the playoffs since Aaron Rodgers going against the fucking Cowboys. And it's just like, dude, fucking laser beams right where they need to be. It's just, anyways, 3rd in yards per attempt. So everything's goddamn, he's taking deep chunks, Jason. He was 6th in passer rating, 101.8. He was 1st in interception percentage at 1.0%. This guy was a rookie, Jason. Peyton Manning threw more. I think he might have thrown in more interceptions than fucking touchdowns. And now we're looking at CJ Stroud like, holy shit, what is going on here? He got Diggs in the offseason. Tank got shot, but still he's Tank. Nico Collins is a wide receiver 1, dude. He's got 3 elite weapons. 167 rushing yards, so he's not that big of a threat rushing, but he did get 3 rushing touchdowns. He'll probably get like 3 or 4 rushing touchdowns this year. So nothing really to speak of in that, but you just want those deep balls, dude. QB5, Jason, before he got injured and had to miss a couple games. So even with his slow start, he was QB5 when he was rolling. Then he got injured, missed a couple games, and he was like off and on. He had a 31-point and a 42-point fantasy game last year. That is his ceiling. Like, he will literally have 30 or 40-point games. There's not quarterbacks that get that, dude. There's like 3 quarterbacks that get that. So that's the ceiling. He was only a top 5 quarterback, Jason, 2 times last year, and it was those 2 times. So, I mean, those were kind of outliers on his year. Houston, 10th in pass block win rate, dude. Jeremy Tunsil, that weed makes him strong, Jason. That weed makes him strong, dog. And he's going near the end of the 5th right now. And now that I know, like there are some quarterbacks I actually like just as much as him going in the 7th. So I'm probably either going to go early. I'm probably going to go 3rd or 7th for my quarterback. But if you have CJ Stroud, dude, I don't blame you.
Yeah, I would definitely take CJ Stroud. What I had of him as number 9. I have him 9th overall. And sorry, get him on notes up. So I have him like 9th overall, but this guy last year was just slicing and dicing the defense last year. His quarterback rating against zone was 3 overall with 106.5. His man coverage throw rate was 49%, which is 6 overall. This guy, he's got the weapons, and that's what really helps him, right? This is what we're seeing what's going to happen to Caleb Williams. This is what happened with CJ Stroud last year. Now he's got Stephon Diggs. And the thing is, I believe however he does in the first 8 weeks of the season, when Tank comes back, he's going to do even better to finish the season.
I tried to trade for Tank Dell so early with your dad, and then he blew up, and I was so pissed.
Yeah.
Because it was like CJ Stroud told after he got drafted, told Houston to draft Tank Dell. So after I learned that, I was all in on Tank Dell. I tried to trade for him. But anyways, Jason, next up, dude, you got him. He's the face of the goddamn league.
Taylor Swift? I didn't do Taylor Swift.
Hey, man, if she was quarterback, she'd probably not last long. She'd be doing the fucking annexation of Puerto Rico.
She'd probably be. She wears gym cleats. I don't know. So, all right. So, Patrick Mahomes, man, he was one of the biggest letdowns of 2023. He finished as quarterback 8. He led the league in most drop passes with 35. That's 2 a game. If his receivers didn't have Butterfingers, his true completion percentage would be 75, and that would have been top of the league. The Chiefs passed the ball 60% of the time. He was 3rd in red zone attempts, and his red zone accuracy rating is 7th overall. And he was 3rd in a clean pocket accuracy rating for quarterbacks. I expect that to stay the same as the Chiefs' offensive line was number one in pass block win rate. The issue for Mahomes was his receivers. So the Chiefs signed Marquise Brown and drafted the fastest NFL player ever. And Xavier Worthy. What's up?
Did you see his mom?
No.
Check it out.
Okay. All they need to do is go catch the ball and they'll return to glory, basically. His receivers need to catch. They need to catch the ball.
Dude. Patrick Mahomes, I'm glad you hit it, dude. Did you see what the pass block win rate was? It's like this guy got the guy's got the best pass block, the best pass blocking, Jason, he's ever had. And he did terrible. He was like, what wide receiver? He did quarterback like 12 or something.
8.
That's right. Like week 8 on, he was like quarterback terrible. But like
terrible.
So let's just go over this real fast, Jason. You have him ranked 3rd. I have him ranked 9th. So I am very low on Patrick Mahomes relative to whatever. But Jason, did you know? I think you might have brought this up. Probably. Actually, I should probably shut up. But he was the number 1 quarterback the year before last, right?
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, so he was. So last year was just terrible. And the year before that, he was the number 1 quarterback in fantasy football. So did last year was just an outlier, Jason, or did they change the way they play? They took away the deep ball. He was just checking down everything, man. They played good defense. The defense is even going to get better. They're young. So, like, I just have a lot of question marks about Patrick Mahomes this year. He's going round 4 right now, and I don't like that. I don't like round 4 for Patrick Mahomes. Would you draft Patrick Mahomes in round 4, Jason?
Maybe. Nah, because I think a lot of people are believing like you, and they'll probably wait on him even longer. But the issue wasn't him last year; is his wide receivers. Like I said,
you're totally right about that, Jason. Like if you factored in all the
35 drop passes, that was the most in the NFL.
So if Hollywood Brown or Xavier hits, he should be amazing again. But there's we know what his floor is, and his floor is like not even almost not a QB1. So
yeah,
and they can still make the playoffs that way, dude, and win the Super Bowl. So that's a scary thing, Jason. I wish they would have went down in flames last year, because then I would kind of just take this. I bet you they would change this year, but now I'm not sure. So I don't know. I'm low on Patrick Mahomes this year, and I'm probably going to eat it. He's going to make me eat it, and Jason's going to be right. But for right now, I'm still low on him.
I had him ranked 4th for a little bit, and then something changed my mind.
Mahomes. All right, Jason. Next up, dude. This guy's a Bako boy.
Also, Tyler, let's just be known, if Rashee Rice misses half the year, Patrick Mahomes will be dropping.
Dude, that was the reason that he actually started. That was a huge outlet to him. Rashee Rice, man, just got released on Steve Smith's podcast that he is probably going to be suspended for half of the season. If that's the case, dude, Rashee Rice is going to drop so much in fantasy drafts. And I will probably pick him up in my draft because, like, if you're confident in your draft, go ahead and pick him up late, depending on where he goes. But if you're not confident about what you're doing in that draft, do not pick him. Because you got to hit. You got to be like a team that just is like guaranteed playoffs, and then can afford Rashee Rice in the second half of the season. Jason,
one question before I move on: who would you rather have as a later pick, Tank Dell or Rashee Rice?
Rashee Rice. So, because I know Rashee Rice is the number one wide receiver on the they got Hollywood, man, but they got Hollywood Brown and Tank. If Tank Dell wouldn't have got shot, I'd probably say Tank Dell. Last I heard, he got shot, Jason. So yeah, I'm gonna roll with the dude that didn't get shot.
Okay.
If he didn't get shot, I'd probably say Tank because I was still high on Tank this year because of the connection. And Stephon Diggs is a dickhead, so I was just like, eh. But yeah, dude, Jordan Love, Jason. I talked all kinds of shit about him, and from Bakersfield, and he ended up proving me wrong, man. There are some things here I'm going to talk about that are going to make you want to draft him. Over his last 8 starts, Jason, so he had a slow start. It was there was so much pressure on him, it was insane. He averaged 268.8 yards per game with 18 touchdown passes and 1 interception. 18-1, dude. 18-1 while almost throwing for 270 yards a game. And they were rolling full, so a lot of times they didn't have to throw the ball that much. When he had to throw the ball, he threw the ball. He had a 70.3 completion percentage, dude, and a 7.7 yards per attempt. That's like number 1, number 5, top 5 in both those. So not only was he crazy accurate, he was throwing it. Yeah, he gave us some air, dude. So Jordan Love, man. And then he went into the playoffs, kicked the shit out of the Cowboys, dude, in the wild card game. Threw 3 touchdowns, Jason. I'm sure you saw that shit. They're like, Dak Prescott, should we pay this fucker? No. He had 247 rushing yards and 4 rushing touchdowns last year. He kind of has a lot of weapons to throw to, Jason, and Musgrave hasn't even come to his own from Oregon State. So I actually don't. I think these numbers will stay the same. So he'll get you a touchdown, 1 out of every 4 games ish. But yeah, you can't nothing that you can rely on, dude. He's got an offensive head coach, Jason. Green Bay was second in pass block win rate, and they invested in the offensive line again, dude. We talked about that, Jason, on the running back show. So he's going in early 7th right now. If you tell me I can get Jordan Love or who was it, dude? Kyler Murray in the 7th, I'm probably going those 2.
Yeah, I would try to get Love. The Packers are great at creating elite offensive linemen, and when they draft, and they already have a good offensive line, and they go and draft another person, so I'm pretty excited about it. And then they go ahead and get Josh Jacobs in the backfield. Did you just break something? Dude,
my dog literally just threw his bone. He's on the couch, he threw his bone, and he's like, go get it, bitch. They throw bones from heights, dude, because they want to make as much noise as possible.
This is a great thing about Jordan Love is that his red zone attempts, he was second in the league in red zone attempts, so he's throwing near the goal line, which is great. He's also throwing away from the goal line because he was 3rd in deep ball attempts, but he was in top 10. He was actually 8th overall with fantasy points per dropback at 0.54. So, yeah. Huh?
Don't worry about it. I'll tell you later.
Oh, my gosh. Okay, so every other dropback, he's getting you fantasy points? I kind of lost my train of thought while I was going, but yeah. I like him again. Sorry. I like him again this year, especially with I want to see how Wicks is going to do that. Dontavian Wicks.
Dontavian.
Yeah.
Dontavian.
Mm-hmm. Let's keep those boys healthy.
Yeah, dude. I agree with all that, Jason. No, I kept on singing lyrics in my head, Jason, right? I was like, yeah, man, that's badass. Apparently, and they don't exist, so I wrote them down. All right, dude.
Okay. They exist now, at least. They exist now because you wrote them down.
Take a look around, baby. Yeah, okay. We're already home. We got 3 fucking kids, and they're already grown. All right, dude.
But they won't move out on their own. I don't know.
I was like, I looked at because I kept on singing it in my head. I thought it was it. I thought it was a transplant song.
Hey, what was that movie or TV show that had 3 kids? The oldest kid was Axel, and they had a middle-aged sister, or not middle-aged, like she was the sister, the middle child. She had braces, and then they had like a little short younger brother. Dude, I know you know this show. It had the guy from the janitor from Scrubs was the dad.
Oh, Axel. Yeah, dude. The Middle. I love that show.
The Middle. Okay. For some
I
reason,
was I was just Googling. I was like, TV show where a kid is named Axel.
that made me think of it.
I forget what that Brick, dude. Brick was hilarious.
Brick. Yeah, Brick was hilarious.
He's like, were you just sitting in the corner? Were you just sitting in the corner all day for the last 3 days? Yes. Well, all right. All right, Jason. What am I doing here, dude? My chipping balls. Well, who do we just go over? Jordan Love.
Jordan Love.
All right, man. I got this guy ranked higher than most. Jason, yeah, talk about him.
Joe Burrow. Yeah, so after a limp wrist, his season ended early, and he started the season slow due to a calf injury. But once things started picking up in week 5 through 11, he was quarterback 9. His passing matrix was not good last season, but when he was in the red zone, he liked to throw and was 4th in the league in red zone accuracy rating, which is good, right? He did lose Tyler Boyd and Joe Mixon, but Joe Burrow is a quarterback that can make anyone look good as long as he can stay on his feet. Key point. Bengals' offensive line was 27th in pass block win rate, and Burrow has been sacked the second most since 2020. Do you know who has sacked the most since 2020?
Daniel Jones.
Russell Wilson.
Oh, damn it. Yeah, you're right.
But I did see the Bengals drafted that offensive tackle from Georgia, Amarius Mims, who you compared to Ultron. Do you remember that guy?
It's like 10 dudes in a suit.
Yeah. Yeah. He had that crazy like combine where stats were on the board that didn't belong to him. His shuttle time. Do you not remember
6'10", 1,000 pounds, 4'5", 540.
And the Bengals also signed veteran offensive tackle Trent Brown in free agency. I do believe the offensive line will improve, and Joe Burrow could go out there and do what Joe Burrow does. But we've seen it in the past. Joe Burrow can put up fancy numbers, especially with Jamar Chase out there. They have that connection that could do well for both of them. The only problem is he needs to stay upright.
Didn't they get a tight end, Jason, too?
They got my jet ski.
I bet you he'll do all right. But dude, Joe Burrow, Jason, I think I have him ranked. I know I have him ranked higher than you. I have him ranked quarterback 4, Jason. So
yeah,
I am a believer in Joe Burrow still. I think he's elite. As long as I love those. If you have a league where they reward long touchdowns, holy shit, dude. Not Chase Claypool. Jamar Chase will get a ton of those. And yeah, Tyler Boyd left, but T. Higgins is still there, dude. T. Higgins is one of the best number 2s in the league. I mean, up there with almost with Waddle and stuff.
Ooh.
But yeah, I wanted to point out their offensive line to you, Jason. There's a reason why he is not staying healthy, man, and it's because he is running for his life most. But I am not ranking because like I said, I have AR-15 high, man. I'm not ranking on injury potential at all. I'm just assuming everyone's going to stay healthy for the entire season. If that happens, Joe Burrow will be a top 4 quarterback. I believe that with everything in my body and in this can. So you better believe me.
And in this kid?
It's about to be not much because there's about an ounce left.
Okay. Yeah, he's done it before. He's finished pretty high before in the top 3, I believe. We just got to hope he can stay upright. That was the problem at the beginning of the last 2 seasons. This dude was getting sacked like every other play. It was crazy. It usually takes forever before the offensive line can really get their shit together and protect this guy. If he can make it through that, yeah.
Jason, you're supposed to be wider than I am.
I am wider than you.
Well, right now on the screen, you're like a bronze god. All right, Jason.
God.
That was Joe Burrow. Next up, man. Let me deal with my dog real fast. Hey, would you stop it?
We're servants to our pets.
If you watch the show for a long time, Banjo's going ape shit right now. Who am I going over? Dak Prescott. We got Dak, dude. And it's like Dak Prescott, man, for a stretch there was like the best quarterback in the NFL. Like literally the best quarterback in the NFL, Jason.
Yeah.
You were a Cowboys fan. You saw it. CeeDee Lamb came on like, I don't know. 1 second. Let me grab this dog real fast.
Okay. Where do I have him ranked? At 6th. Okay.
This dog, did you hear this dog crying and whelping?
Yeah. Look at me.
Look at me. Okay, so we got Dak Prescott, dude. He led the NFL with 36 touchdowns, Jason. 36. He had 410 completions while finishing as quarterback 3 in fantasy. He had quarterback 3. And he was so slow, man, like in the beginning when they were running the hell out of the ball. Then I forget what game they did, but it was just like all passing after that. He was second in completion percentage at 6. Oh, he almost had 70, Jason. 69.5, while finishing 6th in yards per attempt at 7.7. So not only was he one of the most accurate quarterbacks, he threw the ball like what, deepest, like the top 6 deep. So holy shit, man. 2 number 1 quarterback finishes on the year, Jason. Hurts had 0. So this guy's ceiling is quarterback 1 all the time. Top 5 quarterback in 7 to 17 weeks last year. None in the first 5 weeks. So like the first 5 weeks were terrible, Jason. Then he turned it on. 25 plus points in 7 of his last 12 games. And he did have a terrible week 15 at Buffalo. Yeah, that was in the middle of his 3-week stretch under like 20 fantasy points. Dallas, dude. You think about them being amazing offensive line and everything. They were 16th in pass block win rate. So they were really average. Going at the end of the 5th round, early 6th round right now. If I will avoid Dak Prescott in my fantasy drafts more than likely.
This is the year for him to ball out. Contract year.
It's got to be.
My downfall with him is that most of his big games went up against like horrible defenses, but now that they finished first in the division, they're going to be playing a lot better teams.
I should have checked out the blowouts because I was doing that last year in all of our shows. It was insane, dude. Every other game for the Cowboys was either they were getting blown out, or they were blowing out somebody else. And like the fantasy stats was like Dak was not passing, or like they weren't running the ball. It was all defense. Like there was some weird shit going on last year with the Cowboys.
And they couldn't score at the goal line with Tony Pollard. So Dak Prescott, he was red zone attempts number 1 with 109 attempts. That's 6 a game.
Nice. Dude, good job. So now they've got Ezekiel Elliott, who's good at getting touchdowns. So he might not lead the league in touchdowns this season.
Yeah. But they still got CeeDee Lamb.
Yeah, and CeeDee Lamb, I think I see people drafting him over Tyreek Hill on the regular right now, which is pretty crazy. So, well, it's not that crazy. It's whatever crazy. All right, Jason. Next up, dog, we got Lamar in the house. So I do want to say these top 3 quarterbacks, Jason, we are in unison on. Wait. No, we aren't. I take it back. You got Lamar ranked 4th. I've got him ranked 3rd.
Also, just so you know, we got Carter Mario in the chat, and he even gave a shout out to Banjo the dog.
Oh, Banjo! Hey, Carter Mario, dude. Thank you so much. I think about you all the time when Jason wears his Mario Kart shirt. I'm like, oh my God, dude. Car of Mario must be going crazy right now. Hey, Car of Mario, who is your favorite character? I was Donkey Kong all the time, mostly because people told me I look like a monkey. But it's okay. I liked his wide shoulders, and I blasted through fools with my mushrooms.
His wide shoulders. I liked his wide shoulders. Oh
yeah, because
God.
I would fuck people up, dude. I'd be like, fucking boom, boom.
So how come you picked him over Bowser then? Bowser had wide shoulders. And
Bowser was slow, dude. Bowser, I felt felt like he was slow. I think
Oh,
it was like the tone of the engine.
He liked Diddy Kong.
Dude, Diddy Kong Racing? Want to talk about Diddy? Where do you think Banjo's name came from, Carter Mario?
No, I think Diddy Kong Racing on Mario Kart.
Dude, well, Diddy Kong wasn't on the original Mario Kart. 64. But Diddy Kong Diddy Kong was awesome.
Diddy Kong Racing was awesome though too.
Yeah, Diddy Kong was my main character in Diddy Kong Racing. So, but Banjo's name comes from Diddy Kong 64 because when you played Banjo the Bear, whatever, I think it was Banjo the Bear. Man, it went to the banjo. That was my favorite tune, man, when I was picking all the characters. Because depending on what character you pick, Jason, it would change the instrument that played the theme.
Nice. And he shredded on the banjo.
So Carter Mario, dude, thank you. You're the man. All right, man. Who am I going over?
I'm going over Lamar Jackson.
Oh, you got Lamar as AS, huh?
All right, so Lamar Jackson. The Ravens ran the ball more than any team last year at 52%, and Jackson is a part of that running game. Out of the NFL quarterbacks, he was second in carries, third in red zone carries, and first in rushing yards, averaged 50 yards a game, and fourth in rushing touchdowns. Now, the passing yards weren't much, but he did have 24 passing touchdowns, a season total of 29 touchdowns with all his TDs combined. He is number one in fantasy points per drop back, which may be the best stat for quarterbacks in fantasy football. Ravens have the top 10 offensive line and run and pass block. He has Mark Andrews, Zay Flowers, and Isaiah Likely are still on the team, so he still has the weapons. My only negative aspect is Derrick Henry is there and will take yards and touchdowns away from Jackson. So that's why I moved him behind Patrick Mahomes.
You have him behind Patrick Mahomes is what you're saying.
Is that what I said?
He's going in the fourth round right now, Jason, whereas right out, I think he's going as it's like Hurts is going in the third, Allen's going in the third, so Lamar is going in the fourth. Who would you rather have out of those three? Like, would you pick Lamar in the fourth, or Allen and Hurts, or Allen or Hurts in the third?
I think I'd rather have. Well, I'd rather have Allen.
Yeah, like if I'm going to go quarterback, I would not. Especially where the players line up, you guys will see it when we start doing mock drafts. But the way things are lining up right now, I think that Josh Allen is actually a pretty good value where he's going. So, because we were just talking about like, oh, dude, Kyler Murray's best year, he was only behind Josh Allen in 2020. It's like, dude, motherfucker, man, Josh Allen's been doing this for how many years?
Yeah,
and he's still crazy looking, dude. So,
yep.
Keep that shit rolling. I think that Josh Allen's the safest bet by far, but we'll talk about that in a minute. Lamar Jackson, Jason, the Ravens 9th in pass block win rate. I'm sure you already talked about that. And then, document 33, Jason. Document 33 sounds like a UFO cover up, but it's actually my offensive line free Microsoft Word document. So they did
National Treasure.
Document 33. Did you look at the back with your well, fuck. All right, man. Carter Mario. Can't wait to play some fantasy with you. I wish you were in a dynasty league so you can invite us, man. Oh, Jason, what was I checking out? So
Document
Ray,
33.
My wife posts videos right for her class on YouTube, but it's private. And then you can send only people that can see it is via link. So if we want to do Patreon, we can do private videos, Jason. Send our Patreon people links, and they are the only ones that can see it.
Oh, damn.
So we could
$50 a month.
Be like, hey, you guys want to watch this big music video? Be like, fuck that. Oh, yeah. All right,
y'all want a video? Say, fuck that. Fuck that.
Talking. Yeah, all right. Who's on, man? Over?
Document 33.
Oh, yeah. Document 33. Who are you talking about? Lamar Jackson?
Nicolas Cage.
Who's Lamar Jackson? Oh my god, dude! Well, they signed left tackle Josh Jones, and that was about it. He sucked a long time ago. They drafted Rosengart in second round, and then a center in Samaka in the 7th. So their offensive line, dude, should be even better this year. drafting that Rose offensive tackle in the second round is gonna be huge. So yeah, Lamar Jackson should be quarterback 3 by the end of the year. I would bet $20 on it, and that's a lot of money to me because I'm poor. All right, dude. Next up, Jason.
Jalen Hurts.
Jalen Hurts. I owned this dude, man. This was my main dog. I was a Hurts man. But the thing was, Jason, what was I saying? Like, I remember the Hurts squirts game. I was like, man, Hurts has got the squirts. He was sick one week. I think it might have been the first week of fantasy football playoffs, and I was like, oh, fuck, dude. He averaged 25.6 fantasy points per game, Jason, in 2022 with Shane Steichen, right? That dropped to 21.9 points per game this last year. His passer rating, Jason, went from 101.5 with Shane Steichen in 2022 to 89.1 last year. So Shane Steichen, man, just go invest in AR-15. This year, he had 600 rushing yards with 15 rushing touchdowns. That was 15 is the most of rushing touchdowns by any quarterback of all time. So do you think he's going to repeat this with Jason Kelce leaving and the tush push gone? Maybe. I don't know. They got Saquon Barkley. It's like, oh yeah, well, shit. DeAndre Swift fell off the goddamn cliff after like week 4. So Saquon Barkley, man, and between Saquon Barkley and Jason Kelce leaving, I'm thinking that he's probably going to drop a lot of rushing touchdowns, dude. Rushing touchdowns accounted for almost 25% of Hurts' value fantasy points. If you remove 10 of those, Jason, I did the math, he would have finished the same as Jared Goff about. So we're talking about taking a guy second overall that if circumstances are going to point towards him not having many rushing touchdowns, he just had the most of any quarterback ever. He lost his main dude, and he's got the best running back in the league almost behind him now. They traded for him to protect him, Jason. He might finish with Jared Goff-ish numbers. That is the floor. So that is not good. It scares me. But guess what, dude? What, Eagles number 7 in pass block win rate. They were number 1 in run block win rate. He was top 5 quarterback in 9 at 17 weeks. I was only behind Josh Allen. And so there's a lot of positive here. They just re-signed A.J. Brown and Donovan Smith. They're both beginning happy. They got Dallas Goedert. They've got Saquon Barkley, who likes to catch passes too. But, Jason, there is potential. I was a Jalen Hurts owner. You were a Jalen Hurts owner. There were weeks, if he did not get a rushing touchdown, I was like, my butthole was like so tight. Then he got a rushing touchdown. I was like, oh, I might win this week. But, Jason, before that rushing touchdown, it was like, dude, this guy is so average. It's not even funny.
Yeah, I was just like you in my other league where I was trying to trade him for most of the year. His passing definitely went down last year. The only thing that really saved him was the rushing. He had, what you said, 15 rushing touchdowns. He was first in carries. He was first in red zone carries, obvi, third in rushing yards. His rushing really saved him last year. But I was very, there was a second there that I was thinking about putting this guy out of the top 5 because of how bad his passing was. And now they have Saquon Barkley, and I can see all these rushing numbers dropping. But they did sign everybody, and they brought in Kellen Moore. And I'm really digging Kellen Moore in that offense. I do believe his passing can improve and will improve next year with those wide receivers, with those weapons, with Saquon Barkley. So I'm just like, screw it, dude. What if they keep doing the tush push and he gets another 10, 15 touchdowns when they get to the 1-yard line, So I still have him number 2 of potential.
Good. Kellen Moore is a good reason, Jason. I forgot to mention that because I was like, there's something in there. I can't remember. It's kind of like making me still believe. I mean, Justin Herbert, Kellen Moore. Justin Herbert, before he got his finger injured, was like a top 5 quarterback. There were some games that were insane. So,
yeah,
not afraid to throw the ball. And, so I think that is going to be a saving grace is Kellen Moore coming in. But like I said, dude, there is a floor here, and the floor is not great. But that's why I'm liking Josh Allen, because I think Josh Allen, Jason, I'm putting in a tier by his own. All of his own. I changed that because I think that you had him in the same tier as Hurts. But I had so many questions about Hurts. I was like, dude, I don't even have any questions about Allen. Like, Allen is like, even without Stephon Diggs, like, Stephon Diggs was like quarterback, was like wide receiver 30-something in the second half of the year. I'm so sorry. I'm going to shut up. Let's go on to the next person, Jason. And that person, I don't know, is named Joshua Allen.
Joshua Allen. He was at the top of the three major categories in passing yards, touchdowns, and rushing touchdowns. He had 15 rushing touchdowns, and I just heard that Tyler said that is the most ever by a quarterback. So he had a total of 44 touchdowns on the year last year, which is insane. But the thing is, Tyler, he does this every year. And he's all about the big plays. He's first in deep attempts. He's 8th in red zone attempts. First in air yards. 9th in money throws. 2nd in clean pocket rating. And his offensive line was 6th in pass block win rate. And I do not have any concern about Stephon Diggs being gone. From week 13 on, when Diggs became irrelevant, Allen posted 21, 16, 26, 22, and 25 points, dog. He will find you points. He will win you weeks, and he'll probably win you leagues again.
Yeah, man, I think it's no big deal. Joshua Allen's a one-man show. Joe Brady, no anything, man. They have Tupac Shakur, who's not even being drafted right now. They picked up Curtis Samuel, and now they have Keon Coleman, Jason, and we were just talking about that earlier. That guy is a jump ball machine. Dalton Kincaid, I am very confused on because I want him, but I don't want him. I need to see if I think Knox is still there, dude. So he's going to get his points, and guess what, man? It's going to be a lot of rushing. So he will still get whatever fantasy points via passing, but his rushing is going nowhere. Whereas Hurts, I'm afraid, like Josh Allen, still might have his career high in rushing touchdowns. So that's why I have no fear about Josh Allen, and I've got a lot of fear about every other quarterback.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy because ESPN showed the starting 5 for the Bills, and Shakur wasn't even on there. They had Curtis Samuel in his place instead.
I had to look up. I was like, dude, why is Shakur not drafted right now? Like, am I tripping?
Is he in?
Because I was like, dude, I will draft Shakur in every single draft I have if he's not being drafted. Like, in every single draft. I don't understand what's happening.
And that's good because now that's saying you're telling me I could wait late to pick him up because no one else is picking him up.
No, I'm telling you, I'm going to pick him so you can't wait late. And guess what?
My bad.
Hey, we're going to probably need at least 2 people. We could take on probably 6 more people, maybe 8 more people in our fantasy football listener league. So you better, if you comment, just like Carter Mario, dude, like he's all talking to us and shit. If you do this kind of stuff, man, you will be invited to the show. Carter Mario, we got Jamie, we got Made for Life or something made. I can't remember. We got Corion, dude. Corion.
Corion.
Cut. Corion. Corion. Notorious, dude. We got Notorious B.I.G. and the Bone Thugs Harmony up in this motherfucker. Jason, that is the show. Thank you so much for watching. If you do not agree with what we say, then go eat it. Go eat it in the bathroom, dude.
Smooth as silk.
JK, comment down below. Let us know because, hey, we can change our mind given new information. And we do it all the time, man. Like right now, these rankings will change. I guarantee it. Just like Men's Warehouse, I will guarantee it, Jason.
I guarantee it.
You could be that guy, dude. You should try it.
I am that guy. I am. I've been wanting to tell you this for years, Tyler. I took over that role.
Yeah, right, dude. That guy's got. Oh, hey, man, you're getting some gray. You're getting a little bit of gray in your beard. You could do it.
I want it all gray, and then people have to call me the silver fox.
Dude, I got some silver hairs in here. I wish this whole goddamn thing was silver. I'd be so happy.
Yeah, that'd be tight.
Oh, dude, like my hair doesn't go gray. It goes like straight up whiteboard. I'm like, oh, this is amazing.
The god of thunder.
Unless it's your pubes, Jason, then you're like, oh my God,
then
what is this?
Then I feel old.
Anyways, dude, Jason, please tell us. Oh, hey, hopefully we're in the thumbs up. We need that. Hopefully we're earning a subscription. We need that too, dude. We told you 1,000. This is a long show, but I don't care. Jason, please send us out.
We got an episode coming out Tuesday. It's going to be another rankings, but it's going to be the wide receivers. Top wide receivers, very important. Make sure you catch it. I'll talk to you in that video. Deuces.
This is the Fantasy Red Zone, not the other Fantasy Red Zone. JK, there is none. And we appreciate you.